The son becomes the father, the father the son. This is all I can send you, Kal-El. It's not who I am underneath that defines me, but what I do. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Just because someone stumbles and loses their path doesn't mean they're lost forever. You're making me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I let my father die because I trusted him, because he was convinced that I had to wait, that the world was not ready. What do you think? With great power comes great responsibility.
Good morning, everyone. Let me see if I'm getting through. Sometimes I have issues with sound not coming through. Angat has been helping me out. I think it's Nugget, isn't it? So it looks like it's coming through on the YouTube. So hopefully you guys on Twitch, thank you for joining me. If you're watching me on Twitch, this is my first stream for our Plunge Studios thing that we got going on. The latest thing that we've got going on is incredible. We hit on Kickstarter. It pulled in 1181,000 or something like that. Not 181,000, but like I think it was like $1,180 US. So which is pretty cool because for us, you convert that, it's quite a good number. Like it's almost $2,000, maybe around that. It was 1,400 at 900. So I think it's about $2,000, close to $2,000. So that was pretty cool. With 35 or 38 amazing backers. So that was pretty awesome. I'm so grateful to have a successful first Kickstarter. So this morning I'm going to talk about, like you can see here in front of me is lettering. So this is the latest page our artist, here we are, our artist Kevin Zimmerman has put through. This is me just now he's done the pencils, he's done the inks. Now he's sent it to me and I'm arranging the letters for it. And this is what inspired me to come and do this morning thing. I was like, just doing it. And I thought, well, it'll be pretty cool to come and like show you guys my process, like, of lettering. I use, and I have for a long time, probably about 2 decades, if I can remember right, maybe just under 2 decades, about 15 years, maybe something like that. 2007, 16 years. So before Clip Studio Paint, as you can see up here, like, right, it used to be called, at the top there, used to be called Manga Studio X. I think it was Manga Studio X. So, well, because a lot of comic people were using it, it kind of like felt like calling it manga, I guess you couldn't market to comic people because they maybe thought, oh, it's manga, so why would I need that? But for me, like right from the very start, I found this to be the best thing ever for me because I could, get free fonts, not commercial and non-commercial. And I think I grabbed, it's been a while, like 16 years, right? So I bought some, and then there was all these comic fonts as well you could use. And so I have a set of fonts that I use due to that. Like you can see here, each comic I do, I give it their own set of specific font styles. So I'll go in there and I've got one that's called Prometheus Kane. Haven't started that yet, but I wrote it quite a few years ago when I was doing film school. It's about an angel. Yeah, an angel who's basically shot out of heaven by a cannon, right? And so his wings are burnt off and he comes to Earth. And it's and what happens then, right? He falls to Earth, and what happens then with bits of wings poking out, like the joint poking out, like this part here poking out of his back. What's going to happen? So I wrote that like about 2005, maybe. That's a long time ago if you really think about it. It's like 18 years or something, almost 2 decades. So that was that one. So I've got that set up. I haven't even started looking at the comic book for it yet, right? So the other one is Robot Nation right now that I'm doing let me just see if I can show you some work there. We'll pop up a page here from Robot Nation. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. If you're watching me for the first time, my name's Aru. I run a studio called Plunge Studios NZ. I run a business itself that it falls under called Plunge Enterprises New Zealand, or Plunge Comics, or Plunge NZ, but mainly plungecomics.com. If you go to that website, you'll find a lot of stuff that we do. This guy in the middle of the first page, like on the welcome page. All the photos there, that's me in the middle. So you won't miss me. I stand out like a sore thumb. So we're talking about Robot Nation. So Robot Nation is an amazing, amazing mature reader's comic. I love working with Francisco Conti on this book, right? This book is magic for me. I get to write sci-fi. That's all it is. It's sci-fi. This whole story set is sci-fi. So like you get a comic, half of the comic, 12 pages will be like, like amazing artwork about one story, complete story. The second story, on this book especially, this first issue, standalone. They're all standalone stories, short stories in a comic book. So you got 2 stories per comic book. It's like an anthology. And I hope that by the time we get to 12, we'll put it together in trade paperback. It'll be amazing. And I might even do that colored. But at the moment, I love Francisco's work uncolored. I really do. I love this black and white. Look at this. Look at it. Right? Look at this amazing work, right? This is a story I wrote specifically to showcase New Zealand, a place called Tutukaka Coast here, just off the coast of, just down the road from Whangarei. It's a beautiful, beautiful harbor. Has yachts and stuff like that. It's got a marina, and I don't often stay, like, I just drop in there for ice cream. That's why I wanted to put it in there. Like on the way to Whale Bay, which is my most favorite beach in the world. And I've been to many beaches. Like I've been to Fiji. I grew up in Fiji. Every time I go to Fiji, I go to different little resorts because it's cheaper, because $1 New Zealand is $1.50 Fiji. So for me, it's like being a king. Well, not really a king, but actually being able to enjoy a holiday that you can't actually, couldn't really afford to enjoy it here, because it's $1.50, man. It's like coming from America to New Zealand. It's like $1.50, like 1.5 times the dollar you owe. So yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to showcase that, and I don't feel like I need to color this book. I mean, would you guys back a book that's uncolored, right? Comic book these days, like like look at the detail. I mean, this is like zooming in. They're like about what? That's like, it says 100% on my one, but like it's like going in like 200, 300%. But like this is just, and I like the pencil lines as well. I just love it. It's just so raw. And sorry for zooming in and out so quickly, but look at the details for this page. This one panel. All right. I had a hard time trying to make sure that I could showcase that panel as well as for the letters on it. So, and this is the 12-page complete story. And the idea behind this is that I can introduce all these new characters in an anthology type setting. But if I decide later on in time, let's expand on the story. And I do have an idea, because I want to expand on this Robot Nation concept, which is the title story, right? So Robot Nation is the title of the series, but this story itself, this one here, this is Robot Nation. So I can actually take this Robot Nation story and then later on make it, a whole series of short comic books, like a mini series, a single issue, one shot, or maybe a 2-parter, or 3-parter, or 6-part, right? It all depends. So I could do that. later on if I wanted to expand on stories. So there's a second story to this. So the second story is a 16-page story in space, right? I think it's on Pluto or Venus, and this one's about a young couple, right? You can see the awesome guns there, like shotgun, and there's Francisco Conti's at the top right, top left corner, his his signature. I always love my artists making sure that they sign their books. I grew up on 2000 AD, right? And 2000 AD, they always, let me see if I can find it. In the past, they used to always sign the books and I mean, like put their signatures on. So I'm that kind of guy, like I'm not sure if these older ones have them, but like I just like to see signatures on, at least on each page, so that this is the artist, especially now with AI, right? You kind of want to go like, hey, yeah, this is a real person that did this, and no, it's not just some, you know, some regurgitated stolen art from somebody else that's done it. But this is, let me see if I can find it. I kind of remember seeing that maybe these older ones that don't have them, but like, look, this is what I grew up on. Like, let me see if I can see it myself. All right. So this is what I grew up on. I'll put it on. Let me see if I can solid this. So this is the kind of stuff I grew up on, and now I get to write stories like this. Right? A kid, 8 years old, grew up reading this stuff. Right? 2000 AD. Now I get to work with an artist. Right? At the age of 50, 42 years later, 43 years later, whatever, 41 years later, that does artwork like this, right? The same artwork I enjoyed growing up. That's what I'm saying. Would you guys support us, if I put a black and white comic out? At the same time, I'm putting a full color comic out, right? Would you guys support that? Because I, it's like I feel like if I put color on it, I'm going to blemish his artwork, right? It's made to be black and white. Like, would you guys go, okay, you know what? I will, I'll put my money towards this. And I would, it's a mature reader. So I'm already thinking that I might have some risque pinups inside to expand on each character. Like I could have the ladies, maybe in a risque position is like just a pop pinup art right inside. And especially for Robot Nation, it'll be pretty cool. But I think I kind of maybe maybe have the character there, but in a better day, because this time I think it's Mary, that's the main female lead, female character in there. She might actually, you might not want to pin up with her just yet, but maybe you do. Like, who am I to say anything, right? Because everybody has their own taste, and she looks great, don't you think? So yeah, so maybe I'll ask Francisco to do sorry, let me get back there. Get Francisco to, let me go to exit link. That's what I was trying to show you. So, right, so I could basically, Francisco, do a really cool, risque sort of marry in a bikini or something, kind of pin up inside, and as part of just something in there, like something cool, like a full, maybe in the middle you could have like a double spread, and on the back of it I could put like something like ads on the back of it, so you could actually remove that, right, and put on your wall. So, or put in a frame. Like I kind of like sometimes like do that. I take my friends' artworks and I frame them, right. Well, there's one over there. He was just doodling when he was over here having a drink with me, and a couple of us one night after a gallery opening, and he just did it, and I went, "Can I have it?" But yeah, okay. I think he was just gonna he was just doing it. I'm not sure what he was gonna do with it, but I took it. It's mine. It's in a frame, but this big. He's a graffiti artist. Gosh, from Chile. What was his? Oh no, is it Roberto? I hate forgetting names. I've got too many head injuries. I'm sure if you guys have watched my other videos, other broadcast streams, whatever, you'll notice that I mean, I've mentioned that I have head injuries. I have quite a lot, about 6 or 7 or 8, I don't know, but there is quite a lot. So so I just thought I'd pop this up today and like do a bit of bit of lettering, and while I talk to you guys. So I am going to try not to expose too much here on the single thing. Oh, the other thing, I love wolf dogs, and I asked Kevin Zimmerman, who's the artist on Critical, right, the whole series, to include it, and this is what I got. This is my first look at the puppy, right? I haven't even named the dog yet because I can't remember what I named, because I know I had him in in this book, right? There's like, this is the web comic, sorry, that we did last year that I paid myself. I actually sold the first appearance issue of Miles Morales, right? This guy, right? So this guy, I sold him for about $5.50 on auction, just so that I could actually have, you know, let me see if we can do 2x2. Yeah. So so I sold the first issue. I think it's Ultimate Fallout #4 or something like that. It was, I didn't even know that was his first appearance. One of my friends, Rico, is it, can you move that? No, you can't. Right. So let me just remove that from stream. Yep. Excuse me. So basically, Rico was here. I said, look, man, we got to do a live stream to sell some toys, well, sell some comics, sell some stuff, uh, to raise some funds to get the first issue of the web comic done, right? Because it was completed. I had worked with a guy named Mike Burbank way back in 2011, and the 2 issue, I think we did all 6 issues, which I should get back to finishing, but I've just given up on being an illustrator this last 2 years, and it's and just concentrate on writing, design, book design. It's a lot of work, right? That's what I wanted to mention to you guys. It's a lot of work putting together all this stuff, right? It's time consuming, putting together, writing, putting together stuff, and this is like 5 years worth of work that we slowly got together to do. And so, this is Kevin's. Sorry, this and here, this is artwork for a mini series we did for. Sorry, a 5-page teaser tutorial that myself and Shane, who is the artist on this, who's the artist of this cover, and who's the artist, of course, as you can see here, um, right here. That's him there. He's an amazing artist. He's got his own comic out. #1's already out, Chronicles of the Wasteland. It's kind of like a Mad Max kind of story, you know. And there's an issue 2. He's just finished all the artwork for issue 2 because he's an artist, right? He's an illustrator himself, and so he's got the second one done. And I can't wait for him to come on and talk about both of them at one time, because he's my best friend. So I just want to make sure that I give him all the props and promote him as hard as possible, because he's done so much for me these last 5 years. And not even that, even like when I was running my comic shop. And that's when this is all from. I just did a 5-page thing to go, hey guys, we were doing a little course and to get people to learn how to make comics. And this was from Red Dot. So you can see this is the first appearance of Red Dot in the comic book. So if you have this, right? If you have this, it's a cameo, because in a cameo, you don't speak. And the other thing is, in this book, this is the old, and here you have the old costume of Incredigo, right? So, and even the look of Nano is different, and even the look of the, the other character is different. So yeah, so that's why we're number one, being the number one print international. So not this one, but for Red Dot, that's his cameo. He appeared in there, I guess, but it's not like he appears in part of the story. It's just in there, right? So anyway, so I sold this, like the first appearance of Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Of course, he's Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man, right? He's, yeah, that's me anyway. So, so we sold that, and we were able to raise $500, $550, and I got that printed up. Got about 40 or something. I think it was done up, and a whole bunch of others like the wraparound covers and stuff. So we got to use those covers as part of the Kickstarter because I really, really love Shane's artwork, and I love the fact that he's put so much effort into supporting me all these years. And you got to appreciate people. It's tough sometimes to when you don't have like money and stuff, and you want to pay people, but you can show show support and show you can kind of pay back in other ways. And so this is my way of paying back, like making sure these get promoted. So since I'm holding this is from there's a little charitable trust here called Take Off I Print. They do paperwork and stuff like that and printing, and they teach how to do olden style antique printing. On my page, you would have seen, like, there's a short video of it. It's been viewed 2,000 times. Like the short video I uploaded was viewed 2,000 times. It's crazy. I thought that was really, really crazy. I didn't expect it to be shown, people to watch it that many times. So I am going to see if I can like show you that video, because it will be really cool to watch. So let me, where are we, buddy? There we are. No, why am I holding the wrong one? No, yeah, so check this out, right? Stop sharing, present, share. Right. So can you guys, yeah, you can see that. Oh, let me put that on my full.
Super sweet.
So this one here has been viewed and like 31 times, but viewed 2,000 times and counting. I was quite amazed at people like, and this is Tickle 5 Print. I can't remember who was actually on this, and this is from April this year. So like I said, I run a company called, a business called Plunge Enterprises. And part of that is, you guys can see it, let me just grab it.
Super sweet.
Part of that is a thing called Plunge, and that is a pop culture convention that I started with the help of a very amazing woman called Hinu here in New Zealand and Whangarei. And she basically supported me to, she said, if you wanted to do a convention, because that was my idea, right, when I had a shop. So we'll help you, we'll support you. And I said, cool. So then I thought, well, yeah, okay. And so we've been did a lot of hard work and a lot of amazing people support us. Nameless amount. You can see all that stuff on our channel. Just look up I think there's a library. Let me just see. Since I'm supporting this, you should be able to see it. Right, so playlist. In the playlist, you can see, where are we? Plunge. Right, so it tells you about Plunge. So I do interviews, like you can see here. Oh, sorry, let's go. So yeah, so I wonder if you guys can hear there, or am I off? Why am I not being able to hear?
I'm going to be part of Plunge. Yay! I've been invited, yeah, it did happen very quickly, but I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to be working hard on creating
Judy
a
Rogers
costume so I can get
ago.
my sewing machine out and
Judy Rogers
put something together. So that's really exciting.
And that was pretty cool, right? Look at her art. She sells this all over the world. Amazing performance. So that was like last year, right? For me, it seems like so far away. Such a long time ago. And so I was writing this thing called The Narrative, which was kind of like interviewing people and stuff. There's some weird stuff there, but it doesn't matter. This is not going to be for kids. Anyway, so let's get that out of there. So, yeah, so we've been doing Plunge for 5 years, and I'm taking a break for the next 15 months because I just need a break. Sometimes, you know, if it gets to a point where you're like, you know, your focus is getting directed elsewhere and you can't, you know, you got to have a break. So otherwise you kind of run on fumes and you end up not doing a good job. So I decided, well, you know what, I'm going to like kind of segue. And now that, because I've got a comic book coming out at that point, this was like July, that I was going to have to put all my energy into making sure that the campaign would be really successful. And it was, because we only asked for $900, but we got $1,200, almost $1,200. We're like about $9 short or something. And so it was really cool because like I was like, I don't expect I didn't expect to be so much work involved. You know, it's crazy, really, man. Like I was like, okay, so this is, you know, it's going to take a lot of time here. And so I basically ended up going, now, oh, all right. So I guess let me, I'm broadcasting on Twitch. So I'm just gonna like, hopefully you guys are watching and enjoy, you know, conversation. Um, I'm just popping over here at Twitch, and I just want to say hello to you guys. I kind of segued into that, right? I really don't know how Twitch works. I don't know much about these things, and so I'm going to try my best to be to give you as much information and be as authentic. It's just a weird word to say, right? I want to be authentic, but I'm just going to share what I want to share. And if you guys want to comment and ask questions, please do. I'm quite open. There's just certain things I don't want to talk about, which are like personal. I think there's no reason to get people meddle in your life like in that way or be too open, because I think that sometimes you got to have a bit of mystery, but just honesty. So I for you guys watching me on Twitch, thank you kindly, and I appreciate it. I only thought of it the other day. Maybe it was just yesterday I thought about it, or the day before. Yeah, I sleep when I'm exhausted, like totally. I can't stay awake, and then I wake up when I wake up, and I usually wake up in pain because I had a car accident, and so my body wakes up due to the pain, and so I have to get, you know, whatever. Anyway, but I just wanted to say thank you for being part of what I do. I really appreciate it. I love, you know, I like seeing people subscribe to us or like our videos, because this means that what I'm doing is being seen. There's no point in like doing stuff if, you know, people aren't appreciating what you're doing. So please like, subscribe, or tell me if I'm doing something wrong. Or if you want to know something, I'm very open about that. You know, I'm looking at all the DVDs in front of me and like I'm going, well, maybe I should talk about this, but you know. So I love comics. I love toys. I love you know, playing board games, and I want to segue into board games. And like, sorry about how I jump around, but that's my head. I like you know, like I said, I've had several head injuries, and I just go with whatever I can, whatever pops into my mind, because otherwise I forget. My sister reckons it's a bit of ADHD, but you know, it is what it is. So one of the things, before I start, let me read you a joke, right? If you can see that. So this is a joke book, favorite Kiwi or New Zealand jokes about Australians. Okay, so as you know, that we have kind of a love-hate relationship with Australians because most of our, probably like about a third of us, or 20%, whatever, 25%, have families over in Australia, right? Or Australians have families over here because we're just so close, and travel's cheap and all that. And a lot of time, which kind of I don't like, there's a lot of Indians, and I'm an Indian, from Fiji, and Fijians and Islanders, Pacific Islanders, use New Zealand as a bay, like a port of call to get to Aussie. So they'll spend a couple of years here, get their degrees, get used to living in a, like a Western society, climatize themselves, and then go overseas and just hang around amongst themselves, right? And so I think there's going to be a time when those doors are going to close, and sadly, it's not helping our migration system. It's not helping our economy, as far as I understand it. In my own personal opinion, nobody else's, that I think it's a bad thing. I think using a country as a stepping stone to other countries is a bad thing, because they know they can't get to Australia on their own, but they can use, like just go there and, stay for a couple of months and apply for visa, extension. Oh, now I'm here for 2 years. Now I can apply for, like a permanent residency or something, or a, extended stay. But that kind of like doesn't bring in any qualified people. It brings in people who just want to have a low income job in Fiji to come over here and get a low income job that actually pays better than Fiji, and then they stay in that situation, right? And those who think, what, if I better myself, oh, right, I might better myself. So now I'll use that, all I've learned out of New Zealand, the spots I've taken for my education from Kiwis, I'm going to take that spot, but I'm not going to leave it here. Leave my learning and education and quality of employment, high university level employment, whatever education, and I want to take that over to Aussie. I kind of hate that. I think it feels like being used. There's like a girlfriend comes to you, hangs out to you, but she's always got an eye on another guy, but she's hanging out with you and taking all your, eating your food, make you buy her clothes, you buy her perfume. Like I'm looking at this one here right now that I bought for my sister because she's into it was on special. She's into Friends, right? So I bought her this thing. It's supposed to be like a eau de parfum, right? It's done up as a tape, and it's this thing here. It was enough. Don't get it, but it's $24 for it's just for a collection. It's not for her to use or anything. It's like, she got a Lego set of the cafe or the coffee house, whatever the hell it's called, that they drink, and she plays the guitar and Smelly Cat, right? How's that? That's the only thing I can think of, that show as the cafe and the Friends and Smelly Cat, which I guess is a good thing, but it is what it is. So the joke, but yeah, that's what I kind of like saying. So, right. So what do you call a field full of Australians? A vacant lot. How does an Aussie turn on the light after having sex? She opens the car door. Like I said, this is not for kids. This is for, grown-ups. So did you hear about the Australian abortion clinic? There's a 12-month waiting list. It's there, man. It's not me saying it. It's written in this friggin' book. Look, there. It's published by Penguin. This is when you could joke. Imagine, and it's by a lady. Look, Katrina Power. Look, it's a female, right? And let me see. What do you call a beautiful, intelligent woman in Australia? A tourist. Anyway, So back to the hand press. So this is what they printed. This is Hellboy, right? They cut it up like they designed the thing print, and yeah, they printed it up. There's actually a Batman one, and I get given those. Oh no, I think I actually bought these. I think it was a different event. This was at Art in the Park at the start of the year. So hold on. Oh, do I want to dig it out? Don't be way at the back. No. Oh, sorry guys. It's way at the back. I don't want to go because it'll like bring all my toys down, and I don't want to like have to go in there reach for it. So you're gonna have to just put up with this one. So this is I'm not sure who designed this one, like for the actual press. Right. So if you're just watching, I want to show you something what I'm talking about here. So there is I uploaded a short video from that one of our volunteers took from at Plunge in April this year. Plunge is a convention that I've been running for about 5 years here as part of a community thing to get kids excited about art and literature and comics and animation and and design and all that awesome stuff. So I'm going to show you this so you can see, and this is a handprint. Like, hopefully you can see that, right? This is let me pop myself out. Sorry. Nope. There we go. So this here is what they're doing. So they're creating this. This is a guy that has this group here called Fight Print have supported me from year one of my convention. They come there free. They put on this event like stuff for kids. They sell these for a couple bucks, right? That they've created, they've pressed. You can see the little kid there joining in, just having fun. It's like saying, wow, this is what they used to do in the old days. Book covers and stuff like that. So it's been really, it was really awesome. And the fact that people love it. I didn't expect us to get 2,000 views, right? But it is so cool. It's like just such a simple little video that, and it was taken by one of my volunteers. An art student took this video. I just said, hey, because I was busy on making sure everybody's all right on the floor, because I'm the director of it, so it's just I do everything to make sure it comes together. So I go in, I said, hey, terrible names. There's about 12 or 15 of them that were there. Amazing people. These young girls from our Girls High art department. They're always volunteering. They're just great. The head of the department is amazing. She puts a list together. What do I want? What area? This for kids. You'll see, I'll keep loading up some more videos of the event. But there is, we've got interviews on this channel here on our YouTube, where we show what happens at the event. Kids get doing drawing competitions, doing paintings, badges getting made, they're cutting up badges to make it like this here, right? One of the girls, artist Annalisa, did this, right? She's got her own badge press. So I had a whole lot of spare posters, which was like A3, and Incredible, she was on it, on the poster, and so I said it might actually be that one. Oh no, it's a different. I think the artwork for this is from is on the Kickstarter covers for the book by James D. Hill. And so this was on here, and I said, hey, listen, I've got all these here. Why don't you just chop it up and make badges and sell it? Whatever you want to sell for a couple bucks, it's yours, right? Because the thing is that we get supported by community art charitable trust type thing, like organization called Creative Northland, who are my biggest backers, right? Basically, they do all the posters for free. So I was able to say, rather than me throwing these out, because they're spare, right? There's about 20 of them. take these, make badges, and make some money for yourself, right? And you don't even have to give me anything because it's paper that was donated to me, so I can't take any credit. But they came back and gave me a whole bunch of these for free, and I said, okay, because they know I collect badges. Seriously, dude. Each year I get about 5 or 6 badges from the events where the library's at, because the library has their own machine, right? Has their own badge, and so they make these. This is I found this one at a hospital. Like they have the same kind of like press, this size or smaller. And so
I'll wrap that up in some paper and it'll be dry tomorrow.
they have it every time they have an event on. So even at Plunge, I think I got one up this year. It's pretty knackered, pretty busy, pretty full on in April. So I don't. Oh yeah, here's the other one she made. Look at that. So not only does she get to like on that page she gets the face, and that from that poster she gets 2, right? 2 designs of that one poster that recycle, because I'm big on recycling, right? So you got the recycle. There we go. The head, right, and then also the logo on the text. And like, isn't it awesome? Like seeing this done, right? In the old days, and I think I will. In the old days, I used to like when I was a kid and as a teenager, because I'm a metalhead, like serious metalhead, right? So in the old days, I have a pair of blue jeans and I would, or a black pair. I can't remember which one we used to get patches, which was like this size, and you get your, and you basically get your. Let's remove that. You basically get a patch for your back, like on your for your jacket, denim jacket. I think they still do that. I'm not sure. They should do them. I reckon they should continue to. That was one of the greatest things. So I had a couple. Like I had one Iron Maiden. I know I had a Motorhead one, and I know I definitely had a Megadeth one because I'm a huge Megadeth fan. So what I'd do, can't really show you what I'm wearing right now because I'm wearing my sleeping things, but like I would like the jeans, right? I would take, let me see if I can get that lower a bit. No, it won't work. Okay, so I would take the jeans, right, and I would basically cut like there's strings like this on the jeans that goes across the cotton. So it's like this. So on the jeans there's this thread that goes right across. So what I would do, I'd get a craft knife and I'll cut across, and then I'll peel out the ones that goes up and down, up and down. And so what that'll do, it'll like if you guys are like seen torn jeans, you know what it's like. So I'll leave that stuff on as like windows, like a cage, and then behind that I would put this. I'll hand sew it on, right, back on again. So now you don't have like a rip. Nothing in the front, like just raw legs, right? You've seen how the jeans look when they're like all taken out, faded. So I put this behind it, and now this would be over here. Let me see if I can go back. So this would be over here, and the things would be across it, like the threads would be across it, and it was like exposing what's behind it, and it looked so cool. It was like just my thing to do, and I think I was the only one that I knew that did that, because this is like back in 85, 80, 87, 89. Yeah. That's like 23 years ago, something like that. 30 years ago? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's when I was about 18, 17, 18. So anyway, and then also I had one on the back, which was the Motorhead pig skull with the big tusks. And man, I miss all my like albums and stuff, all my cassettes, all my metalhead stuff, all my like complete run of Claremont comics, which I'm replacing now. But yeah, so those were great times. Like also bad times because I was always drunk. I'd go to work, and then wait till Friday, go to town, get my comics, get my metal, heavy metal cassette or album, and then go home and then read it. no, yeah, go home, leave it. The next, yeah, read it on Friday night. The next day, go to a mate's place, start drinking. Right, would get like cheap liquor, vodka or whatever, screwdriver. In the old days, you used to get like casks of tropical punch, which would be about 5 or 6% alcohol and 9%. Get a cask, 2 liter, and also you could, like, I wasn't a wine drinker back then, but I am now. But like, also you could have screwdrivers, right, which was like orange and vodka in a cask. Yeah, those days, yeah, and that was Gen X. That was our life. You know, we lived hand to mouth, and it seems like we're back to living that way again now. Sadly, you know, we thought we were providing a great world for our kids, and it's getting tougher out there. If you guys, I want to show you this video. I love this video, man. Like, I saw it this week. I just straight away I was like, this is it. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about. This video, move these things around. My whole look. This is what this looks like here. This is my desktop. This is my table. That's why I keep moving things around. So excuse me. Right. So because I got, like, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm in the middle of organizing a sale, a toy sale. So to provide myself space, and also suss out what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. And so I want to, so I came across this video, and it freaking got at my heartstrings, man. Like, it really spoke to me. It reminded me of how what it's like to be a man, you know, and people don't really get it. People really, really don't get it. So I want to share this video, and let me just, hopefully you guys can hear it, and you know, hopefully I don't get dinged here, or whatever they call it. But have a listen to this. Like, it's bringing tears to my eyes right now talking about it. It's just, this is one of the,
selling my soul.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. I apologize if you can't hear it.
Overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away.
I'm going to put the link to it so you guys can actually.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
I'm going to share a little bit of it, and then you guys can actually watch it in your own time. Rich Men or Rich Men.
And it not be true,
this is the song of
all it is,
young, like, men like me, young men, you know, out here. For years we were told that you'd work hard,
rich man north of Richmond,
everything would go right. You'd pay off your bills, you'd own a home, you know, you'd be well off, and you'd just go get your degrees and whatever, and you'd be working.
Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxing on men. Rich men, rich men.
So that was that. That suddenly wasn't there, and this song just resonated with me, and I think it resonates with other people as well, and really, really resonates with a lot of people because it's got 6.4 million views. That's just on this one.
On an island somewhere.
Right? This is just on this one.
We got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast.
Think of all the other channels that are playing it.
God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds,
probably like a 10 million people who watch this one song because it resonates with all of us around the world. Young, you know, people my age, in 30s and 40s and 20s, like just men, you know, out here struggling.
What the world's gotten to, people like me,
told we're no good,
people like you, wish I could just wake up,
you know, we're the reason society's so bad, we're not even in control. Most of the places, leaderships is actually females, you know, and most of them are actually not patriarchal, matriarchal setup, where they actually say, well, you can't come in because you're a male. You know, I've worked for female bosses that are terrible. I've worked for male bosses
Wanna know what you do,
not terrible at all.
and they don't
But the
think you
females I work for
know,
were
but I
always
know
bad.
that you do.
And you go, well, it's
'Cause your
probably because
dollar
he's young.
ain't shit.
I never got
It's
hassled by
thanks to
I saw
no
other people getting
hand,
hassled by
cause the
them
rich
because I
men
was older, so
don't
they
the
couldn't like,
rich
go
men.
blah 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 at me. But the young ones, man, they're later into the young ones, and I'm like, this is not cool. I actually left the job because of that. I quit a job. I walked off the job because I saw this 40-year-old woman, and I think I was 40 at that time. This is 2006.
I've been selling my
And I
soul,
sent a message. I
working
said,
all day,
you know,
overtime
send me my
hours,
check, bank my check. That's it.
bullshit
Let me
pay.
out. I'm out of here. Just walked off. We're in the I just couldn't handle her abuse for that guy. I couldn't handle her getting off and off. I had a high school kid, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry if I played all the way through. Hopefully they don't. Yeah, didn't realize I was playing all the way through, sadly. But hopefully you guys will check out that video. I think that Rich Man on Richmond is a freaking amazing song. And but yeah, I walked off a job. It was a pretty cool job. I was actually probably going to go higher up. You know, I was going to go to being a chef, and I left a bistro job where I was running it at my own, you know, at my own pace. I'd come in, do it, go home, and study because I was doing 3 years of filmmaking, digital filmmaking course for my graduate degree. So I would go home, do some editing, go to bed. The next day, go back to work, and then spare hours I'd had spend with the missus. Sunday, I'd go back to school because we had our own cards, right? You go and spend a whole day there, and then that night probably go hang out with the missus, watch a video or a movie or something, and then Monday go back to school, get called in that evening, look after the British chef. It was a sports bar, you know. And so I went, and they said, "Oh, come, we'll get you to do this." And I got there, it was like, this is not what I signed up for. And then it was like, okay, cool. Food prep, got it. Okay, we'll teach you how to, you know, get you because you've got all the experience as a chef, as a cook, whatever. We'll get you set up. So I was ready to go to the next level. But for a whole month, all I could hear was this woman telling this kid who was on the low, you know, like high school kid, getting minimum wage as a kid, right? Kid's wage, getting hounded. Like you couldn't listen to music. You know, the chef couldn't have the music on, so we could have a, you know, real cool environment while she's sitting in a friggin', you know, in her office typing away and doing whatever, and we're out here working. But she was getting, you know, I was like, I'm out of here, and like, you know, it's like, it's kind of weird. Like sometimes, like you'll know that sometimes when females get in a position of power, they just go for it. And I know there's males just like that. So I'm not saying that, but my experience has been like with females being like that. But here's the thing: the balancing act. All my mentors right now for the last couple of years have been females, right? Creative mentors have been females. People who have supported me have been females. So there is a balance. So there is not all of them, you know, like that, but there's a power. There's something about power and females where they're kind of like just want to push things around. Whereas if you're a guy, you're like, how do I fix this? If there's an issue, you know, I don't have to go off at somebody about it. I'm just like, how do I fix it? And I think that's the problem sometimes in situations where like arguments start off with a relationship and they'll just go on. And you come back the next morning, you get an apology. Oh, sorry, I didn't, you know, made a big deal about just you. This, you know, but that's basically where we are. So it's men, 70% of men don't even care about being in a relationship anymore. And that's due to this freaking 20 years, 10 years of this fourth wave feminism. But you don't want to know about that. And I don't want to talk about that. It's just, yeah. So, but like, yeah. So one thing I'm doing, I want to talk about, and I got to segue really badly there. Apologize for that, guys. But please don't fall over. Please don't fall. So one thing I'm doing right now is planning for I have a 5-year plan in my head. While we're putting the, you know, Plunge Studios out, right? So that thing there, or if you can see it, yep, Plunge Studios there, right? Go to plungecomics.com and risingsuncomics.com, right? That's where that's our kind of like an independent publisher. Let me just grab that and I'll show you the link. So you guys can check it out. They got amazing stuff there. Really independent studios, creating comics, and then like having it Rising Sun Comics publish it and put it out in shops and stuff. And this is like it happened for me, right? Like we did The Circle, and I put it out there. It was like it was a 6-issue series based on a crime novel, a crime drama, thriller kind of thing that I wrote as a student film, digital film. And so I transferred that kind of like into a comic book story with a bit more depth to it. And 6 issues. And I was able to get it printed through, these guys. So let me just quickly show you the page and what they do. And then we can get back to what I want to talk about, which is about games, right? So let me present the screen. Let's see if you guys come up. There we go. So this is Rising Sun Publishing, right? Look at that cool stuff coming up. Because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to actually take a note of these things. I haven't even looked at what they're bringing out because I've been so busy. Running a convention takes 3 to 4 months of my year. Running the studio takes all year because work comes in every other day, right? And I'm working on 6 or 7 books at the moment. So series, right? Not books, series, right? From like 2 issues to about 6 issues per series. And not only that, but I'm trying to design a game. So I haven't been able to see what they're bringing out, but check out some of the stuff that's here, man. Like some quality stuff. Alexa, and look at the artwork on that, right? So check it out. Seriously, check out Rising Sun Comics, Rising Sun Publishing. You guys you'll find stuff that fans. This is a fan comic book series. That's up to 97 issues. That's 25 years where fans and have written comics about G.I. Joe stuff, right? And if you watch that excites me. That's 97 issues, right? Comic books, 22 pages, whatever, issues over 25 years dedicated to publish, Core Brother Enemy, Action Force Redux, all this quality stuff, and in dedication to it, as fans, to be able to put it out as fan comics. So it's like a non-profit side of things. So you can't actually, there's Austin L. Brooks. We had him on I did an interview with him, just with him, for 2 hours a couple of weeks ago. It's on here on our YouTube page. For those guys who don't know what our YouTube page is, let me just grab it for you. This is our YouTube page. If you're watching on Twitch, all right. So show on Twitch. There we go. So that's our YouTube page. And you can see interviews with indie comics creators. I've done like almost 1 or 2 every week for the last month. I'm about to do one tomorrow, if I remember right. I think I've got, let me just check on our page who I have tomorrow live. Tomorrow, 15th? Yeah, for me. It's 14th for you guys over in America on the Northern Hemisphere. So I have tomorrow at about 10 o'clock, which would be around about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock US time. He's going to be talking about podcasts. So let me just share that page so you can see that. So, Brian Germain. So he's going to be on talking about Dungeons & Dragons, streaming on Twitch and stuff. and maybe you guys actually know him out there in Twitch land, right? So if you, he will be here, and I am putting it so that you guys can watch it on Twitch as well. So I haven't thought about that. I wish I had thought about it, and you guys could have been able to watch a whole month's worth of interviews with independent comic creators. You know, John Delaros. I did a little short, very nervously 45-minute interview with Chris Gore, right? He's the guy that put out Attack of the Doc, about the Attack of the Show, the G4 thing, before this newer stuff came out, that you guys got to see in America, but we didn't get to see it here in New Zealand. So this is coming up tomorrow around about. So whatever time you are, wherever you are, add 7 hours to it. Oh no, 6.5 hours to it. That's the time it'll be on tomorrow. So here it's 3:30, so it's about another 6.5 hours. It'll be 10 o'clock. So for us here in New Zealand, it'll be 10 o'clock. And wherever you guys are, it'll be 6.5 hours. So I'm going to pop over to Twitch just to see what's going on there. And if you guys have any questions for me, you know, I will see if everything's okay. I don't know how Twitch works. I'm sure people will teach me. You guys will teach me as we go along. And got a follower. Yay! You know, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. It's like it's not. I don't want to be talking into the wind, right? So what I've been doing the last 2 years has been working on a thing called Zoolandia thing, a IP, or you know, entertainment thing, whatever you want to call it, a comic book series, a comic book series, what else? Oh, and a game. It's right here in front of me, right? I'm holding these games here for that reason, so I can show you what I want to do. So let me pop over to, it's probably easier if I just pop over to Facebook, and I'll be able to show you the page there, and then you can see what I'm talking about. So Zoolandia. So this is the Facebook page, and I'll be able to pop over and show you what I'm doing there. So this is the Facebook page. I've already bought the website, so I'm gonna, you know, when I did it, I bought the website straight away because the spelling, I trademarked it and all that, right? And here's for the for YouTube, right? So Zoolandia.com is probably I think that's what I've called it. And so someday, when we're ready, right, when it's ready to go up on the, you know, on the World Wide Web, right, as such, it'll be there this way, I think. Zoolandia. Let me go see if it is that. Just to make sure, because I did it like a thing up with my browser and Zoolandia. And I'll tell you in a moment what that's going to be about. And the reason I'm telling you guys now this, because I want to be able to. Yep, it's parked. Yay. Why is it parked? I'll have to figure it out. Anyway, it's www.zoolandia.com. I think it was NZ or something like that. But so what I did was I decided to create an IP, remove that, like kind of like a whole lot of media around it. And the idea was to create comics, because that's where it started out, with being a comic book. And then I said, well, what if I do something like gaming with it? Because I love board games and stuff. And this was at the time that, like, the reason I decided to do a board game with it was because at that time, this is when like that OGL with Dungeons and Dragons like kind of thinged off. And so I was like, I was like, board games, maybe I've got some friends who do D&D. Maybe I can ask them to help to create a rule book and how to work with it. So what I did was I went across and wrote up all like the characters I would have in it, in this universe, you know, and where they'll live, and you know, and I created a map. So that you got this map here, and it's like this place would be 1/10 the size of our world. So you could basically walk and ride to places. You wouldn't really need, or just buggy, you know, like horse and cart, and so you don't really need like cars to get there because this is a sort of sorcery world, fantasy world. And so so I created Zoolandia and decided that I would create the two, like the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. Zoolandia would be this world, this country, and then there'll be other countries, and that'll come later. So the world itself that this place is in is called Akashara, right? So it's kind of like this our own fantastical world. Yeah, New Zealand being a fantasy world, like our own Lord of the Rings. That's not English stuff, you know, European stuff set in New Zealand, but it's actually New Zealand stuff set in New Zealand. So the idea was like to, you know, get something like this, like these board games. So I started getting my hands on. I think I actually bought this one before I even thought about it. But like getting like pieces like this, right, and learning how to be able to write up a rule book. This is pretty big a rule book, right? It's a gaming rule book. So this is World of Warcraft. That's why I lifted it up and showed you before. So the idea was this is like zombie. So in our book, you know, the rules and missions, right? So I'd have to come up and figure out what the rules and missions would be, right? And you know, like with these ones here, you've got all this sort of things like this. And so I could use this sort of stuff as a backdrop to create my own game around Zoolandia. But the idea is to first have about 6 to 10 standalone little 22-page or 32-page comic books with each lead character and their party, right? And their grouping. So you could actually, when you come to this world to play the board game, you already know the characters and you know how they work, what they would do. And so each character would be, you know, would be shown. And the idea for this world is the way you get into this world is by magic, is by stepping into walk into a cave, you know, stepping into water, just anything. It's just weird. Like, so you could die and you could get there. So, you know, that's like kind of isekai kind of thing, but parallel universes type thing. It's also like kind of like Narnia, things that I love, right? And just it's taking from all these different things and just making it an amazing, complete new world, new stuff, new way, new characters, bring in new ideas. So I kind of want like steampunk world in here. I like places. I kind of want like you know, where there's like there's areas where there's just sword and sorcery. There's areas at the top where there's just fairies. There's areas right at the bottom where there's like demons or like dragons. It's just all this cool stuff. So that's why I had that map up so you guys could see that. Oh, I took the map away. Should just edit it. So where are we? Oh, there it is. So you could basically be able to pop in there. Here you go. So I had fun with it, calling it different things just because it was like what it was, right? Just trying to organize it in a way that like people could have bring humor and comedy to it. you know, like Tauranga Rangers Keep, Rotorua Ice Mountains, you know, stuff that's there kind of thing. Water, Whangarei, Waters Rain, you know, Jeffers Landing, because we call Auckland as Jeffers. You know, that's this one here, like on your, let me see if I can put it there if it shows. Yeah, it's a Northern Kingdom and all that. So this is the logo for it. And that's, you know, I put my name on it straight away. I made sure that everybody knew it was me. Problem we're having now, like, let me segue. So you can actually fake being someone else on Amazon right now. So this lady wrote a book, series of books, and somebody went into chat GPT, whatever it is, and put in all that thing and wrote a novel using regurgitating all her books, and has put himself down or herself down as that real person and that real writer, and Amazon won't do anything about it. So I'm always like, right now, I'm always like, yeah, you know, keen to, you know, make sure that everything I have has got my name on it now. You know, not my you know, not my pen name, right? But my real name. It's on there so people know it's my work. It's me, right? And they know what I look like. So I can say, here, this is who it is, right? Whose work it is and stuff. And so there's no, you know, no thing. So I'm gonna finish off by asking you to join our, you know, please join. I'm not sure if you can follow or something, you know, become a member, but, you know, please help me out, help us out, help my artists out that are working on these books by joining a Patreon, right? I would really appreciate it if you guys go over there and join our Patreon. It's only a couple bucks. You can just donate if you want, but whatever it is. It's new to me. As you can see, we don't have any patrons yet. I only started a couple of days ago. You know, let me see what I can show you without getting crazy here. Hold on. So there. So if you're a Patreon, you know, you get the goods. You know, you get artwork, you get pencils and stuff, and you get to see stuff that's before it's, you know, published, and you get to hang out with us and see what we do behind the scenes of creating the books. This one here is called Templeton. Templeton is a horror book, demons and angels, some magic as well, you know, supernatural. It's full on, right? It's full on. And this is the only place I can show you all the full on stuff is on Patreon. So please support us on Patreon and hang out. Yeah, join our Patreon for the source, right? And thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Wherever you are, be well, be safe, take care of yourself. Tomorrow's a better day. Don't give up, whatever you're feeling right now. And yeah, you'll be all right. Yeah, have a good day. It's 3:45 in the morning here. I'm going to do some more cleaning up, sorting out some more comics, do some more lettering, whatever. Keep myself busy. That's a cool way to keep going, is to just keep busy. So thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll see you tomorrow at about 6 hours from now. Tomorrow I will have Brian Germain, right? And let me just share that bit just before we finish. So we'll have Brian Germain tomorrow on here. 2-hour chat or so, just discussion about him, you know, and what he's doing, D&D, his artwork and stuff. You know, he's a small press publisher as well as a writer, artist, right? Podcaster, Dungeons and Dragons, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, so ka kite anō. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. I really appreciate it. And remember, check out our, you can keep up, when you see this round in the world, it's from me. It's from our studio. It's our creation. And it's my book. And I'm very proud of it. So when the first issue comes out, wherever you see it in the world, it's my baby. Did it for my niece in 2007. And now it's going to be out there in the world with the first issue. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Have a good week. Please join me tomorrow on our YouTube page over at, let me put it finally over at Twitch. Right. Or here, we'll be on Twitch. So ask questions, by the way. Appreciate it. Ask questions. Bye now. Keep safe.